If you're looking to build an 8-figure business, you need an 8-figure roadmap. The truth is, you can't build an 8-figure business with a 7-figure roadmap. And you can't build an 8-figure business with a 6-figure roadmap or a mindset. And so today, we want to introduce you to the beginnings of the 8-figure roadmap, what we've learned working with over 5,000 founders and CEOs, maybe like you, in over 180 industries, 13 plus country, and introduce you to the system for you to be able to get more new leads, appointments, and clients every day. And now, here's the problem. There's a lot of conflicting information. We'll talk more about that, what's holding you back for a minute. But number one, being a business owner requires us to typically wear a lot of hats. And even worse is sometimes it can feel like an octopus on roller skates, right? So these are the same strategies we've learned working with direct clients of ours, like the founder of ESPN, Bill Rasmussen, Dean Graziosi, Joe Polish, the founder or co-founder of EO and YEO and his business partner, Daniel Marcos, Janet Atwood, and a whole lot more. In fact, our portfolio of clients has exceeded over $1.2 billion in growth and counting. Now, would those strategies be valuable, right? Here's the thing. They're not valuable if you don't take action, if you don't implement. So if you do nothing, what will you get? You get nothing, right? So one of the first things we talk about is sometimes the unlearning is more important than the learning, which is a quote from Rumi, and we've got to stop. Why do we have to stop? The truth is, it's a crime scene in business today. It's a crime scene. There's so many experts misleading people, and the most expensive marketing is bad marketing, right? The most expensive hire is a bad hire. So we want to help you avoid some of those pitfalls that a lot of people don't even know is a problem until they realize it's a problem. And maybe you can relate to this, because here's the truth. Traditional marketing today is dead. If you've ever heard this, here, let me draw this up and map this out for you here as well. If you've ever heard this before, send me a note, send me a message, and see if you can connect to this a little bit. But have you had any experts that have said to you, hey Bob, hey Dan, hey, go out there and here's the way to be able to go out and have success. You should go out there and do a bunch of organic searches, organic outreach, right? You should go on social and you should be posting a bunch. In fact, have you heard some of the experts saying that unless you're posting 30 to 40 times a day, you're not even in the game? Or the way to go out there is to infiltrate groups or start a group and, just bury them in amazing content. Or maybe it's a chat system, right? Have you heard some of these things, right? Or here's another one that's very common. Oh, hey, you got to go out there, Dan, and give, and give some more. And basically they're kind of suggesting that if you just give, you kind of beat them into submission and they buy from you. Like it's nonsense. Or another version that's a derivative of that, which is just go out there and teach, and ultimately they'll enroll. Couldn't be further from the truth. Or even worse for some people is they're relying solely on word of mouth or referrals. Have you heard this, right? By the way, if you have done any of these things, again, send us a note. We'd love to hear your story because we're going to solve that for you here in just a few minutes. And how's that working for you? Now, are there components that can work? Certainly there are. And so what we're going to do is put these under the category of branding as far as business, right? Branding. So a lot of these are branding type strategies. Then the other side of things is you have the other school out there, right? The other school out there says what? They say, oh, you got to just go out there and sell, make offers. And again, kind of, just every single minute, every single day is sell, make offer, right? And it's almost annoying. You go from a welcome guest to what? An annoyed, the answer, pest, right? So then in addition, they go, like when you do stuff, you got to tease people. And also as part of the tease, usually some of these experts are saying, here's what you do. You give them, you don't give them the how to do it. You give them the what, right? You give them the what. You've heard this, right? Have you heard this? Or the other one is, hey, focus on just one thing. And usually that one thing is just belief related. And, don't give them the how, right? Don't give them the how, give them the what. And so how's that working for most people? How does it feel? I can kind of feel like a used car salesman, can kind of feel like, wow, this isn't really who I feel like I'm meant to be to play a bigger game in the world as a human being and, change lives. I got to become this kind of notorious, like sleazy salesperson kind of thing, right? Now we're going to call this, because these all have elements of direct response marketing in many ways. Now, the truth is in today's world, traditional branding, traditional direct response marketing is dead. And I'm going to share with you in a little bit. what that means. The new model that if you look at the most successful companies in the world, the companies like Nike and Disney and Apple and even Microsoft and many others, they may not call it this, but the truth is they're using a combination all the time of direct response branding. Direct response branding. Direct response branding brings the two of them together, and it's like a tide that lifts all the boats. Just think of it in terms of its responsible, measurable ROI combined with building your reputation, trust and respect, romance and advance in the marketplace, right? How cool is that? So direct response branding. Now, let me walk through what this means for your business more than just kind of identifying the problem, which it's a huge problem, because if you've ever heard that and you've ever gone down, you can feel overwhelmed, you can feel burned out, you can feel like, oh my gosh, this isn't really working for me. But here's a key question to ask yourself. It's working for some. Think of those big companies that I'm talking about. And I'm going to prove to you in a few minutes that the little guy, under 20 million a year, has the ability to play a big game and play in the games like the big brands do, but for pennies on the dollar. So how many have you bought something online before in the last 7 days? Probably. Now, the truth is if you bought something online, let's flip this question. How many clients did you get this week through an automated online sale, exchange, transaction, etc.? How many did you make, right? So what we usually find when we ask this statistic is about 90% of people have bought something in a given time frame. It could be 30 days or a week or whatever, and only 10% have sold something. Let's flip that. Let's flip that and let's fix it. And we're going to show you how, because the new model, first of all, as it relates to your business or growth or marketing, whatever you want to call it, isn't what you do to clients anymore. I'm not doing marketing to them. I'm not doing sales to our clients. It's what you do for them. That little mind shift is going to change the game. And then I'm going to introduce you to 5 pillars here to make that true, make it happen 100% of the time, which is what the bigger companies do. And you can do it even if you're, playing big mind, but, still a small business, say 20 million a year or under. So it's what you do for your potential clients. And here are the 5 pillars. The first pillar is getting clear on the vision and growth plan. Do you know that the number one reason the SBA reported in like 2017 that businesses go out, they don't have a current plan or a plan at all? Like it's in their head, like a lot of ideas like in their head, but not really formalized. And getting a blueprint like that or a playbook or a roadmap is really, really important. Most people don't have things like a marketing calendar, don't have simple things like a scorecard, like daily, hourly, to measure their business or their team or their results or what are called the KPIs, key performance index. Most people haven't structured like an irresistible offer in the vision and growth plan. And when you do this, also, by the way, when you have the right vision and growth, it makes it very attractive to sell your business to someone that might want to buy it when you have this kind of anyway. Step 2, connection campaigns. Like if there's one thing that you could leave here today with beyond the overall understanding of the foundation here is go out there and start doing more connection type campaign. Now there's about 40 or 50 different ways, but like a way you could go out there, for example, think of it in terms of you're just delivering value in advance or trust and respect, or romance. A better way to think of it in the human being term is like romance in advance. Like if I go and I were single and I met someone, I had some chemistry, I might say, hey, can I get your phone number? But if I immediately jump into that situation and then go, hey, can I get your physical address? I'll follow you home. That's creepy. Like, don't be creepy in your business or in your marketing. You want to build your following. You want to build your list. You want to build a CRM. It's one of the most valuable, but you can do it in a way that's relationship driven. A lot of people take, branding and or the direct response side of things instead of bringing both together. It's really about the human being side of things. So connection campaigns do just that. They connect and add and build more romance and advance in the relationship, and also help shorten the sales cycle, because what it does is it enhances the trust and respect somebody has in what you do, solving their problems. Number 3 are lead machines. Like, just imagine how great it would be if you had a steady flow of 5, 10, 15 additional new leads every day on top of what you're doing now, instead of ups and downs, peaks and valleys, riding the roller coaster, that sort of thing, because of whatever mechanism. It can be simple to do and put in place. Number 4, education-based events. Whether we've worked with 180 different industries, because sometimes people go, well, that won't work for my business. We've done this at chiropractors, medicine, literally doing virtual sales virtually over the online by using an educational based end to move them to the next step. And we use online things to offline things back to online things. And a lot of people get stuck in one or the other, and most people automate themselves right out of business. And I don't want to see that happen to you. So think of things in terms of how do you use like for example, you could put a video out like this one. So it's an education-based event in a short, compressed time frame, and then you can use it in different ways to get people to engage and move from an online thing to an offline conversation to ultimately online engagement. Like there's all kinds of practicalities for this in any bit. We have another client in this service. We work with a lot of people in HVAC and solar, etc., and we're able to do virtual events and drive them into the process of ultimately going from an online to an offline, and then vice versa. We have other clients that that are in the service business. They'll host a gathering like quarterly or annually or sometimes twice a year or whatever, and they'll bring the community together and invite people to come out and make a big to-do of it. And what ends up happening is they will go out there and have 100, 200, 300 people. And now they're getting in conversations and belly to belly with people, we call it HOP, humanize, optimize, personalize the whole experience. And when you do, you compress time. So education-based events, again, there's 40, 50 different ways. A lot of people get stuck at, I'm not going to do webinars. We're not talking about just do anything. Like we're talking about structuring a custom plan, a custom roadmap for your business, for your industry, for your niche. And there's but there's things that literally you could take from here right now and just go test and apply and use. And then step 5, of course, is go deep with the things that are working, eliminate the things that aren't, optimize it, scale it, and allow you to have a bigger impact, a bigger reach. And just to summarize again, each of these 5 steps. So because we're going kind of quick, is build your vision and growth plan for where you want to go. If you want to get to 8 figures, just reverse engineer. Like how many clients do you need of how many, and build your suite of services or products to fit. Like, recently my wife and I just bought a $28,000 AC system for one of our homes. And so like how many of those do you need to sell to get to 10 million on top of other things that service business might have? And you can reverse engineer, and it's a formula, it's a framework. And how do you get that in place? Number 2, connection campaign. Go out there and make more connections. It's not about 30, 40 posts, because literally you can create a video like this, and depending on the context of how you're seeing it, we're probably doing a version of this either with this or many other assets we've got, where you can literally put $1 to $5 a day on it, and it'll get in front of your target perfect potential audience, clients, and more. Income, demographic, psychographic, interest, behaviors, and a whole lot more for literally 2 to 3 cents per view to your perfect clients. It's amazing. And there's all kinds of platforms to do it in. And there's also manual ways, automated ways, a combination. It's not one thing. It's implementing them in a way that works for you. Number 3 are lead machines, right? Imagine having a lead mechanism where you have a steady flow of 3 to 5 to 10 to 20 new leads in addition to what you got now coming in every single day beyond whatever. Referrals, or maybe you're in one platform, and what if you added a second? What if you added a third? What if you added a fourth? And again, of course, you want profitability, and there's a way to set these things up to be profitable. And then the 4th step is education-based conversion events, which are critical. It shortens the sales cycle. It gives you the ability to show up and solve problems, be valuable, be invaluable, and be memorable. And when you do that with these other 3 steps we're talking about, it shortens the cycle. Many times sales cycles go from 2 years, 18 months down to 3 months or a month, right? It doesn't make it a transactional overnight thing, because again, it's relationship to ultimately become a client. And we don't have time to go into the definitions, but you could do this on your own. Go look up the difference between even customer and the word client. I forget where I first learned that from, and you'll be pleasantly surprised to see a difference even in the 2, right? And that leads to the 5th step, which is go deep, implement, right? Execute. There's nothing worse than having a bunch of ideas that don't get implemented and executed, right? There's a lot of these strategies we're talking about, probably not the first time, and many times it goes from theoretical to execution. In a second, I'll share with you, if you want help with your execution, if you want help turning your ideas that you probably already have a good base of, to get these links in a chain put in place to scale and grow your business to 8 figures or high 7-figure, wherever that is, you want to do that? Well, guess what? In order to get a breakthrough, sometimes we got to be willing to break something, right? Be willing to break stuff that doesn't serve us anymore to get to the things that will. And the 5 steps are a proven path to be able to do that. Nike, Disney, Apple, Microsoft, the NFL, some of the biggest companies in the world, and also some of the most successful mom and pop businesses, brick and mortar and everything in between, have these 5 steps in place to help drive momentum, drive growth. And here's a good example of someone who's been a mentor someone who I have been fortunate to have some wisdom and guidance and sharing is Brian Tracy. And if you've never heard of Brian or any of these names we mentioned, no big deal. These strategies still will serve you. But Brian Tracy, he's a founder of Brian Tracy International and Personal Development. He says, Dan, meaning me, and by the way, if you don't know my name, now you do, Dan Kuschell, simplifies marketing as unique direct response branding strategies. He gives you a step-by-step blueprint to follow, whether you're a seasoned pro or new. Use it, apply it, and get ready to grow your business. And speaking of growing your business, if you want to get access to some of these insights at a deeper level to help you, regardless of where you're at on your journey, whether you're a startup or whether you're doing 7 figures, on your way to 8 figure, already 8 figure, do you want to go to 9? Again, we've billions of dollars in growth with our clients. If you want to go deeper, we've put together this special book bundle package, which you see here on the screen right now. You can get the book directly and the supporting tools like hiring system, selling system, marketing system, and some other things you see here. And then it'll also be listed on the page that you can get right now by going to the link on the page, breakthrough3x.com/fast. That's breakthrough3x.com/fast. Go to the link on the page right now. You'll get this entire bundle package, the growth blueprint, the conversion checklist. Is video fairly important, how to actually be able to do that and also have it so it generates clients. The business growth CEO's checklist. A lot of people aren't officially trained on how to be a CEO, so there's a checklist there for you, the 9-step hiring system. And also, as part of this special invitation, when you get this program, first of all, it's 98% off. So literally, if you go to the link on the page, you can get this right here, right now, 98% off with all the tools, all the bundles, etc. We're also going to include a free one-to-one scaling session with you to review your business, where you're at. If you're looking to take ideas to implement a whole lot more, execute a whole lot more, and look to have a team just get it done, we might be able to help solve that for you. So if you're looking for that, get the book at breakthrough3x.com/fast. That's breakthrough3x.com/fast. Or if you just like to learn more about how we can help you in a role that we take in many cases with companies as a fractional CMO, where we share the upside with the growth that we help you create, you can schedule a time right now by going to breakthrough3x.com/apply. That's breakthrough3x.com/apply. And, here's a good example of a client we worked with where he was already running a nice, solid business and amazing human being and serving functional medicine practitioners all over the world. And us coming in, we were able to actually help amplify him and his company and his team to make them even better. And he says in the first 4 months, we were able to match the income of the entire last year, and we've surpassed our goal. And most importantly, it's helped free our time to focus on being the driver of the bus. In other words, a chairman of the business, not a technician in the business, right? Imagine what it would be like if you could take some of these concepts, some of these principles that we're talking about right here, like Sachin, and get them in place to free you up from hats that maybe you don't want to wear anymore. And you'd rather wear a hat of like the true CEO or true chairman, or even go to another level of investor, angel investor, of growing your business, growing your team, growing other C-levels, CEOs, or those types of people in your business to run it for you, to have a self-managed company. Then I encourage you, go to breakthrough3x.com/fast, get the book, all kinds of amazing wisdom, and or if you want to go deeper, how we can help you execute like we've done for Sachin and so many others all over the world in their business, go to breakthrough3x.com/fast or go to breakthrough3x.com/apply. Either way, here's what I hope. I hope that you'll take action with what we've shared today. Number one, get a clear vision and growth plan. Whether it's through us or somebody, get a clear vision and growth plan and map out your 8-figure roadmap. Reverse engineer it. How many of how many? Figure that out. And if you need help, we'll help you. Number two, build intentional connection campaigns in your process and the before experience with you, the during as clients are on the fence or already committed to you, and also ongoing. Never forget the clients who got started with you and keep in touch with them too. And there's ways to do this, all kinds of ways. We call these connection campaigns. Number three, build a lead machine. Just imagine how great it would be to have an extra 5 to 10 to 20 to, we've had some clients really scale up and get over 1,000 new potential leads every single day, right? So you decide what's best for you. Number four, use education-based events. Show up in service, be more consistent, be more frequent with your clients to show that you can solve their problems and you are the one that can do it better than anybody else in the world, unlike anybody else in the world. And you'll be amazed at how you can shorten a sales cycle by showing up that way. And number five is go deep, scale it, optimize it. There's nothing better than being able to have a bigger impact, to have a bigger reach, to be able to be a catalyst to help someone that maybe had hit a plateau or maybe was on a roller coaster and completely get a system in place and help execute that system in place for them and make such a difference that, they're changing millions and millions of people's lives every single month, year, and so on. So we're on a mission to help many people, maybe just like you, to be able to get through those bottlenecks. So take action, seize the day. We'll see you soon on another segment. Bye for now.